All right, but anyway, big news, Rob. I don't know if you just heard.
News?
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook. Do you want me to say it or you want me to let's go official? All right, here it is. Breaking news. The Houston Rockets trade Russell Westbrook to the Washington Wizards for John Wall and a first-round draft pick. Wow. Now, obviously, Rob, remember, this came out, maybe two and a half weeks ago, shortly after the news broke that Westbrook wanted out. This came out as a possibility. And I said at the time, and I feel this way, good move for Washington. Good move. Now, you're not winning a championship, but in the Eastern Conference, Rob, with Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. Now, Beal did, with Wall hurt, Beal got used to handling the ball. I think he averaged 6 assists last year. He turned into a nice little playmaker, but he obviously is a very good shooter, can play off the ball. Westbrook will create all types of, havoc and draw double teams and get Beal open shots. So that's a nice duo. In the East, look, if you're Washington, you've been irrelevant for a long time. You probably get into the playoffs. And so, the contract is the same as Wall's. I think they both have 3 years, about 130 left on it, 131. So good for them. For Houston, man, Wall's coming off the knee injury. Then he got hurt with the Achilles during his rehab. Obviously he has the ball in his hands. So the question is, does this mean they're going to trade Harden? If I'm them, not necessarily. I'm not just getting rid of – in fact, now I got John Wall now for 3 years of huge money. So do I keep Harden and try to compete? Look, if I get blown away with an offer, then yeah, I'll trade Harden. But for now, I'm probably saying, look, y'all, we going to work it out. But it's interesting because they're not a fit either. I mean, Wall can't really shoot. He's used to having the ball in his hand. So that's really no better. I actually think, as crazy as this might sound, Westbrook might have been a better fit with Harden because at least he gives you a different look.
I think it's bad all the way around. And if I'm a Rockets season ticket holder, they basically threw the towel in. And, like that trade, because I don't think that makes them any better. And then you get
do you think it definitely makes them worse?
Yeah, I do. John Wall's like
I think it makes him worse. I agree.
I think he just hasn't been healthy, and he's got other issues, Chris, that's gone on with Washington after they signed him to that big deal. I bet you if you could rewind the clock. I'm just saying it's just been a bad look all the way around, okay, the whole thing. And he's not one of the players who you feel good about when you get him on your team. You could have sympathy for a guy who's been through some issues health-wise. John Wall doesn't come off to me that way. I'm just telling you the way. If I'm a Rockets fan.
What did John Wall do to you?
Nothing. He didn't do anything to me. I just wouldn't feel good about it if I was a Rockets.
No, I do agree.
I don't think they did anything great for the organization. I think they said, you take our garbage and we'll take your garbage.
That pick better be crazy. That pick better be like only top 3 protected or something. I mean, really. And Wall's good, but
I'm sure it is.
It doesn't fit. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with you. As much as Westbrook and Harden obviously didn't fit, but at least they gave you different looks, different things to worry about. And so, you could be a decent playoff team in the West. But I don't think they can beat. I don't know that they can beat that, especially without D'Antoni.
And here's the other part. If you're Westbrook, you're officially been dumped. Like seriously, like they sent you to like one of the worst teams for one of the worst guys in the league. Like, and I know Beal is there, Chris. He's a good player. But really, okay, you being dumped to the Washington Generals. That's what just happened to you.
No, the Washington Wizards.
No, Washington Generals. That's what I said that on purpose.
Hold on. You going to really tell me they have no shot at making the playoffs?
Nah, I don't think so.
Really? A shot? No. I'm not guaranteeing it. Really?
Nope.
It's the East, right? And I know the East has gotten better. The East isn't what it was a few years ago. It's Milwaukee's tough, Brooklyn obviously, Philadelphia, Boston, Miami, Indiana's okay, but
so then where's
Toronto?
Okay.
That's 6 good teams.
No, that's 8. You just how many teams? You named? 8.
Indiana was 7. If you go, that's 7 teams. So there's one spot for Washington, Charlotte, Orlando. That's what I'm saying, man. The East is
Atlanta's made all these moves as well.
Okay, Atlanta, but Atlanta's not guaranteed either.
Okay,
I like what they've done. They've done some really nice things.
That's what I'm saying.
I would take them, but I think Washington's got a shot.
I don't think Washington's making the playoffs, and I think you're basically if you're Westbrook, you got to feel like they put you out to pasture. Like you're going to like one of the worst organizations that can't get it right, just is floundering. To me, it wasn't like, oh, a new change of scenery. This is going to be great for me. If I'm Westbrook, I feel like I got dumped. I got dumped. I got sent to NBA Siberia. That's what Washington is, NBA Siberia, and that's where Westbrook is now. And now he's been on 3 teams in 3 years.
Hachimura?
Gesundheit. No. I'm serious, Chris.
Okay, I hear you, Rob. And again, I'll give him a shot. I do like Atlanta better, but I am not backing off this. Washington has a shot to make the playoffs. Now they'll get bounced quick, fast, and in a hurry, but they got a shot to make the playoffs. But I hear where you're coming from, but here's the problem. If Westbrook didn't know this, shame on him. Rob, where else was he going? We were trying to think, rack our brains. Okay,
there was
who's
nowhere
to
go.
That's my point. So he should have kept his mouth shut and stayed in Houston. Get to the second round of the playoffs. Be exciting. Be dynamic. Be must-see TV. I don't know. I wasn't going to say they might be playing on Christmas, but, him and Harden were, teams you wanted to watch. They were a duo you wanted to watch. And now no contender wanted him. No bad team that, had a bunch of young studs wanted him, like Atlanta. So you had to go. Where else? New York, Thibodeau wanted him. Because Thibodeau's a coach, right? And he wants the best players he can get to win in that moment. But the front office was like, nah.
No, because you know what, right? Chris? If the Knicks did that, they would be right back in the same thing that they keep doing.
Agreed.
And you got to break out of that habit if you're ever going to win a championship since 1973. My God, you can't do it. And you're right. The coach always wants talent, no matter what. Oh, I'll get him. I'll whip him into shape. I'll get the best out of him. He was going to try to
do him like he did Derrick Rose, right? I'll put a bunch of defenders and play hard around him, and he'll be the stud. But I hear you're right, Rob. I mean, going to Washington obviously is nothing. He was in a better situation in Houston.
He's in a worse situation.
And
now, you know what? Like Chris, you want to talk about both of us. We praise Westbrook because when he got those triple-doubles, especially when his OKC, they used to win.
Right.
And now he's going to be putting up numbers for a team that doesn't win. And it might like water down the way you look at them. Like just like they're irrelevant. Yeah, he had a triple-double. They lost again. I'm telling you, this is like the worst thing. He's not an old guy. These are like the next 3 years. It could be horrible for him playing in that spot, especially where the East is. And who knows? I have no good feelings about the Wizards. Just zero.
I'm more down. I'm not going to sit here and act like he's going to a tremendous situation. But I think that Wall is in a much worse situation. Like Westbrook probably is done playing significant playoff games for the rest of his career, which ain't good. I give you that. But Westbrook in the East still has a good shot at making all-star teams. And I know that's not what it's all about, but that does mean something. Means something to players, means something to your legacy. He still can put up numbers, probably make all-star teams. Is John Wall making an all-star team in the West?
No
playing
way,
with James
no
Harden.
how. Right. That's not even going to go together right. You're 100% right, Chris. It's going to clash. It's going to be an issue. If I'm James Harden, I'm like, what did you just do?
Yeah.
Seriously, I want out, double out.
Right. Now you really want out. But the thing is, I still, and I want your opinion on this, if I'm Houston, I'm not saying I won't trade him. I will trade him if I get a good deal. But I'm still not giving him away just to get rid of him.
No, I wouldn't give him away. He's a talent. And when people do buy tickets again, Chris, if they ever do, he's worth the price of admission. Like this is a business too, right? Let's be honest.
Absolutely. It's
a business.
You got an all-time great. You know what I'm saying?
You don't just give them away for some kids and a bag of balls and go, well, we'll just go this route. No, you won't.
Especially when you got John Wall locked up for the next 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Man, I don't really understand why Houston did. Again, that pick better be something special.
They might have been just tired of Westbrook and just said, you know what, we're not going to go through this. You know what I mean? And they got a new GM down there, new coach.
And coach.
Right. And they probably just said, dude, you know what? I've always believed in this, Chris. And I'm with you though. I wouldn't give anybody away. But I only want people who want to be with me. Like if you don't want to be, you're not going to get the best out of people when they don't want to be where they are. As soon as you let me know, you don't want to be here, then fine. Right. I mean, when Rob G wanted to go to 710 or whatever, we like, go ahead.
We're like, good riddance, dude. Please.
Bye.
Here's the door. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord's.
I'm gonna bring up all of Rob's dirt come contract time.
What? Rob was outie. Y'all don't know. Rob was so outie.
What?
He was so gone. Wasn't he?
When?
I mean, it was like we wasn't even cool no more.
Rob G? Yeah.
Yeah, Rob G was gone.
He was like, all right, whatever.
I mean, he was like,
I guess if I have to
forget the Odd Couple.
Well, the Odd Couple ain't taking me to meetings at the Super Bowl and having steak dinners because that's how I was being wined and dined by other places.
Is that really?
No, that didn't happen. Are you crazy?
I was going to say.
But if it would make you guys wine and dine me, I would love to stay.
I thought you were sneaking out like Rob Parker at the Super Bowl.
Putting on sweatpants and going to the gentleman's club at 2 a.m.
Right.
Pervert.
Sweatpants.
No, I was going to see my ill aunt in Atlanta. That's what I was doing that night.
All right.
You are fake news.
Your turn to weigh in. What do you think about this trade? I mean, my goodness. Wow. It's a blockbuster. Neither team's going to be any good, but it's a blockbuster. Oh, Rob, you know what we forgot to mention, too? Finally, Boogie Cousins and John Wall are reunited.
That's right. And it feels so good.
Yes. Like Peach and Herb, that was a comeback album for them. It was a good album. But it's a little late, though.
Yeah.
Boogie, come on. Boogie's not. The NBA, first of all, the NBA has kind of left him behind. But even when he was really, putting up huge numbers, he wasn't really winning, So,
man.
Whew. I mean, look, maybe they'll try. They'll say, look, we got James Harden, we got John Wall, and the Boogie Cousins. So let's go for it. Okay, good luck.
Let's go down to D.C. Let's start with Adam, Chris. He's in D.C. on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What you got, Adam?
Man, thanks for starting with me, man, because God got to bless you on this Worship Wednesday, man. You tripping. I'm a Lakers fan, actually, but I follow the team a lot here in D.C., and you think they trash? Last year they was number 9, and then they playoffs. They were about into the bubble. And the year before that, they was number 11. The year before that, they made the playoffs.
You need to raise your standards. You excited about being invited to the freaking bubble?
I'm not even. No, right, I'm a Lakers fan. My standards is pretty high, bro. But I still got to call out BS in my head. And Rob was tripping. You call my city like it was the dungeon of the NBA. No, that actually happens to be Atlanta. Because each year in the last 4 years, Atlanta's been underneath the Wizards. Now,
I tell you what, I do like going to games. I bet Rob feels the same way. I love going to games in D.C.
I love D.C., but I'm sorry. That's NBA Siberia. It just is. When was the last time they won or really been like in the mix? Forget about a championship. In the mix. Chris, they've been buried for years in D.C.
Yeah, I mean, they were decent. They haven't been good. They haven't been a contender since they won championships in the late 70s when they won that title in 78.
They haven't been right.
They were, they were okay when they had Arenas. They get to the playoffs and get beat by LeBron. And then Wall and Beal, had a little run. Remember Wall and Kyrie kind of had a little going back and forth. But, nobody thought they were really a contender or anything.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry.
But again, I think Westbrook got the best of it. Like, he was in a better situation in Houston, but I think he's better off than John Wall.
Yeah, I agree. Gerald in Seattle, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Gerald?
How's it going?
Doing
What's
good.
What's up, man?
Yo, I think this is straight W's for the Washington Wizards. Now, don't get me wrong. I think they're still going to be trash. But if you think about it, at least they trade the ghost of John Wall in a first-round pick for somebody that's going to get them on SportsCenter. I mean, Russell Westbrook still carries a name around the NBA. When fans come back, at least that's the guy that you can sell tickets for.
They're relevant.
Yeah, exactly.
They're relevant. Because people are going to talk about Westbrook and Beal.
Let me tell you something. When tumbleweeds are rolling through the Verizon Center,
he's going to draw fans. I mean, whenever they allow people to come back, but in
when
Chocolate City, Rob.
Yeah, but if you don't win, though, is all I'm saying. That after a while,
they don't win. They ain't expecting to win. They haven't won since Wes Unseld was playing center. I mean, seriously.
Yeah,
Bobby Dandridge and Elvin Hayes. I mean, really.
It has been a while. All right, what about Mark in Sacramento? You're on the Odd Couple. Fox Sports Radio.
What's going on, gentlemen? You guys ain't right, man. You guys trash talking my man Rob G on Worship Wednesday. Y'all should have did that yesterday. Y'all not right, man.
Hey, you know what? Rob G, he always said, don't talk about our business on the air, but he forced me to. I'm sorry.
I got you.
Mark, he was ready to leave us quick, fast.
Yes, he was out of here. He was gone.
I mean, he was gone.
Y'all should have hammered him yesterday. He should have hammered him yesterday.
We're happy he's still here.
Hey, real quick, I agree with both of you. First of all, Rob, you're right. It doesn't fit anywhere, and I don't think it's trash. Russell Westbrook's going to draw. But they didn't have a choice because he makes $40 million. They had to try to match that salary. What does John Wall make? $40 million. So I think that had to play into it. Salaries.
They were the perfect. It was getting rid of your problem.
Right.
Each team got rid of your problem. Yeah.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. Okay, I think Washington. Look, I think they're better than they were 2 hours ago. But what is Houston? What do you think about Houston?
Oh, that don't fit at all. All that is Russell. It's the same game as Russell Westbrook, a little taller, and a guy who hadn't played in 2 years, trying to do the same thing with James Harden, only in a different offense because it's not D'Antoni anymore.
Right, which I don't. Oh man, Steven Silas got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, he does. You guys have a good one.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, we got Olden Pollins. We can ask him about this, Rob. And he was, of course, he was in one of the biggest trades. I don't want to say one of the big. Some people might argue it was a big trade in NBA history. You remember that, right?
No, I don't.
He was drafted. If I get it correct, but this is what went down. I hope I'm not messing up the details. But he was drafted by Chicago.
I don't remember this.
And then traded to Seattle for guess who? For their draft pick, which was Scottie Pippen.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And Olden will tell you, he and Jordan would have won those championships too.
Yeah, right. Oh, I'm sorry.